Paul, summer's finally here and we can get to enjoy the warmer weather and time away from work. Like me, you probably get lots of phone calls from people that have had problems with their pets at this time of the year. Tell me, heat stroke issues and overheating, how common is that?
Well, the big thing would be to try and avoid it, because just like you and I, heat can be a big problem, and so if your cat or dog is active and that sort of thing, or has any respiratory type problems like pneumonia, or is one of these sort of short-nosed dogs or pug-nosed type dogs, their big way to lose heat is going to be by panting, unlike you and I who are sweating. So we really have to watch to avoid heat exposure for them.
So what should dog and cat owners pay a particular attention to?
Well, if you've got an active cat or dog, well, more likely a dog, an active dog, then what you'd want to do is do your activities early in the morning or late at night when it's cooler, or if it's a really hot day like today, probably not to do either cut back significantly or just say we're not doing our big exercise today.
Okay, so basically exercise your dog and cat at the cooler times of the day. A lot of us are travelling at this time of the year with our dogs and cats, either in cars or in planes. What are the issues you hear about that are problems?
Well, once again, what you want to do is keep your cat or dog pretty confined. So, for instance, if you're out on a place like this, if you're traveling and end up at a beach like this, then you'd want to make sure that your cat or dog is welcome at the beach, or if they're not, that you have a place to keep them that's shaded.
Right.
In the cars, things like that, you'd want to make sure that they're not left in the poorly ventilated area or left in a vehicle with the windows up or even the windows down a bit. It can get really hot in that car in a big hurry. So just like young children, you don't want to leave a pet in the vehicle.
And then lastly, the water. I mean, can all dogs swim well, or do you have to keep your eye out for some animals?
You need to know how well your dog can swim. And so sometimes we may have dogs who are just natural in the water, but don't assume all dogs can swim. Some dogs cannot. And so that's where you have to be careful around the water, watching them, just like with children. Also, some dogs can get very tired out, and so you have to be aware of your dog's capabilities, that he doesn't get tired out in the water.
And do they make flotation devices for pets?
They do. They have some personal flotation devices for dogs who are, say, on the water all the time or in boats and things like that.
Okay. Back at home, we're doing many things out in the yard that we don't do obviously during the winter months. Any particular concerns, phone calls that you hear about when people are having problems?
Well, those things to be aware of would be things like fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, and things like that. Most of the times they're put on by professional people, and you can ask them if it's safe now to go on the grass or the lawn with the pet. But one of the big problems would be the concentrates, such as, say, the fertilizer or the mulch that's sitting in the garage, and that the dogs may get into that, or they might also get into things like compost.
Right. Well, will they deliberately eat toxic substances?
Yeah. And you can get something called dietary indiscretion, which is just a fancy word for they ate something they shouldn't have eaten. And you may get things like vomiting, diarrhea, or even worse, more sickness than that.
And if that happens, go straight away to your vet, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
And bring along the package of what they got into, because that may help your veterinarian to say, here's the sort of product that may be having a problem with your pet.
Okay. Last thing is, we've just had Canada Day when we let fireworks out. What are the noise issues that owners need to be aware of?
Well, just have to be aware that their pets may not like loud noises such as fireworks, as you're saying. Or the other thing would be thunderstorms in the summer, that some dogs can sense a storm coming on, get very anxious, and they know when the loud boomers come through that they're going to be upset. So things you could do there is try and calm your pet down, also keeping them confined, because some of them may want to run out the door or run away, so you want to keep them confined. And the other thing, though, is have them with with a collar or identification tags, or perhaps a pet chip, so that unfortunately if you do get separated from your pet, that you can get reunited again.
Okay. So if you know a thunderstorm's coming over, keep the animals inside, keep them in a quieter place of the house, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, I was noticing here there's a fair number of bugs around here these days with the warm, humid weather. What sort of things do the pets need to watch out for with the bugs?
Well, the two bugs that most people are concerned about, especially fleas, and many people also have concerns about ticks. And you can buy many products either from your veterinarian or from places such as the pet store or the supermarket. I get lots of phone calls at this time of the year with cats having toxic signs associated with products people have wrongly applied to the cat. So whenever you buy products, particularly if it's not going to be from your vet, make sure you read at the back of the packet very carefully. One molecule that you need to keep your eye out for is a compound called permethrin, and it should only be used on dogs. And many of the cats we see toxicity with at this time of the year, people have wrongly applied it to cats, or they've used cat products that are not used as they should be used. So always read the small footprints on the backs of the cats.
Okay,
And
so
if you
read the label.
Read the labels, and just as you said earlier on, if you have any concerns that the dog or cat has developed side effects from treatment, take it immediately to your vet along with the product you've used.
So you watch out with the pets, watch with the labels. The other thing, I was going to invite you over tonight to a barbecue.
Oh, now what happened? There surely can't be anything wrong with having barbecues at this time of the year.
Well, no, nothing wrong with barbecues, but again, you want to watch your pets. So some of the things that can be a problem, things like shish kebabs, where you have the sticks, the wooden sticks with meat on it. Dogs love to get into that, and unfortunately, they could get speared or even swallow the sticks because of all sorts of problems with that.
So if you're having a barbecue, make sure you keep your dog and cat under control.
Exactly. And the other thing to watch out for would be corn on the cob, which could taste pretty good, but also, unfortunately, can become obstruction or get actually caught in the dog's intestine.
Oh, okay. I think that's time to go and enjoy the weather, Paul. I'm going to go back onto the lake for a paddle. What about you?
I was going to go take Abe for a walk.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, see ya. Let's go.